even the bin. They'd be like, yes.
This video is sponsored by me overusing the word like.
Anyway, good morning, year 3 maths. Hi. Ow, my neck. I've pulled a muscle in this part. I don't know what, I need to, this muscle here that's into my head, I pulled it today swimming. Every time I turn my head, I'm like, ow, like a really rubbish Barbie. I used to work at the one and only junkyard shop, Claire's Accessories, which was like a jumble sale for tut. There was never a colour. A colour was never left unseen there. Does that make sense?
No.
I saw every single colour under the sun. If I ever see something hot pink again, I will throw it at a wall.
It's got this image of you praying, like kneeling on your bedroom floor, praying over your bed, and like, dear God, tonight I pray for colour blindness.
Everyone's like, what's your favourite colour? I'm like, grey. So I used to work at Claire's Accessories, and I thought today I would tell you the stories that happened in Claire's Accessories that only recently came to fruition because Sophie Chohet and I were talking about this, and it's such fun. Disclaimer, I'm not talking about the company Claire's. I'm talking about my managers from my store that used to work there and now no longer work there and are no longer associated with the company. And all my views are to do with my experience and my opinion. There we go. So now I can't get sued. Let's talk about how I got employed. So I had a job for Rituals, which is like a skin company. I don't know, whatever. I didn't get a job, didn't matter. And in that interview, I basically had to sell a product to the manager. They had like this basin. She was like, you've got to give me a hand massage for 5 minutes and explain the product. Do I get time to prepare or do I just like have to just do it? She was like, no, you just have to do it. I was like, okay, oh, I'm gonna wing it. So I'm like massaging her hand. Prior to that, she'd massaged my hand for 5 minutes. And I was under the impression that this product worked. I was like, oh my gosh, it literally changed the consistency of my hand. Then she told me that she was like, oh no, it's just because I've massaged your hand, it's just blood flow, the product doesn't actually work. I was like, great, thanks, good upselling, well done. Like, but anyway, I didn't get the job, and I didn't want the job because it was commission based. Not that I'm bitter. So then, literally, the same day I had an interview with Claire's Accessories. Okay, it's a little stereotypical gay man goes to work at Claire's Accessories.
And how old were you?
I was like 16 and I was like, I need the money. Remind me about the lady. Just say the lady later on. So anyway, I went into the job interview, easiest job interview I've ever done. The manager was just like, yeah, so like, what's your strengths? I was like, selling tut. Selling overpriced tut, sorry. What are your weaknesses? I was like, oh, I'm such a perfectionist. It's like, no, what are your weaknesses? Lying. So anyway, I started working there. Now, there were so many things wrong with that manager. The fact that the manager would stand on the phone in the store, like the work phone, and ring people on it while eating a hamburger sitting on the footstool in the middle of the shop. And I was like, and then she had the cheek to turn around to me. Like 2 minutes late, it was 11:02, and she was like, as she was on the phone eating her burger, I dobbed her in. No, I'm not having that. So I spoke to her and she got fired. So anyway, she got fired. We got a new manager. I had to do ear piercing. And everyone else was like, oh, I can't do it. Oh, and I was like, I'll do it. I like poking and hurting people. I'll be the person that pierces people's ears. And they were like, great, yeah, amazing. So anyway, oh my gosh, piercing ears. Where do I start?
When I get drunk and pierce my ears.
Yeah, deal. If you've ever been to Claire's Accessories, you will know that the ear piercing station is about an inch wide. So you used to have to clean down the surfaces. It was all very like step by step. You must do this, you must sign off everything, you must get them to read through everything, blah, 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 like legal stuff. It was like shaking hands with a cat, like trying to organize all the ear piercing stuff, because you had like this tiny like desk area to do it. And then this high chair with this child sitting on it, and you're like, I'm going to hurt you in a minute. So we used to have to pierce really young kids' ears. I can't remember the age, but if they had the red book as a child, they've had all their jabs, they're allowed to have their ear pierced. Ear pierced? They're allowed to have their ears pierced. Yeah, like 9 months. Yeah, baby. Oh God, I remember families coming in. I want my child's ears pierced because they want it as young as possible. Oh my gosh. The thought of like piercing an infant's to the point where they don't know what's going on, so they're like turning their head like this. You can't turn around to the infant and be like, can you just keep your head still, please? Because I've got this staple gun.
By a year, they'll be ish walking.
Yeah, I think, no, these were in prams.
So they're below a year.
Yeah, it was young. You used to have to use an iodine pen to like put on their lobe where you're going to do it, and then you had to try and match it up. And on an infant that's going like this, you can't do it. Then it came to piercing the infant's ear. You'd go to like pierce it, and then it move its head, and you'd be like, ah! Like just shot it in its like gum. You're like, well, she's now got a Marilyn Monroe piercing, so.
That didn't happen.
But they were fine to pierce because they'd go like this. And that would be it. They'd feel the pain, and then they'd just get over it. But when it, oh gosh. When it came to a 4-year-old's ear, it was awful because they would scream the shop down. They'd be all anxious before because obviously you're going to like pierce their ears. So they know it's going to hurt. You pierce one ear and then they're like, ah! And by the way, the ear piercing station's right next to the open door. So everyone in the shopping centre can hear everyone screaming as well. There was one time where I pierced one girl's ear. That was it. She didn't have the other lobe done. They walked out. They were like, we'll come back later. Didn't come back later. They were like, we're really sorry, we can't do it. She just won't do it. And I was like, okay. One lady was like, oh, I've come for my cartilage pierce. I was piercing her ear and then she was like, oh, I'm drunk. You're not meant to pierce someone's ear when they're drunk. She was like, oh yeah, I've just been to the pub and had like 4 pints. Now you tell me, like you just said that you weren't drunk and now you are. Anyway, so that's ear piercing. Now talking about piercings, the earring tree is they have these long columns, right, called earring trees. You brush past it and they go ping off into the future. This one time, okay, there was this girl in the store and I was at the back and if you notice in clothes accessories, they had like mirrors along the top in the corners, and that's so that at the desk you can see if people are shoplifting. And the earring tree is where they used to steal stuff. Anyway, this girl, I don't know what she was doing. I think she was taking nail polish or something. She was stealing nail polish. I don't care. I was like doing the Beanie Boos at the back or whatever. She backed into the earring tree and the earring tree fell to the floor with the biggest thud you have ever heard. Now, when I say this earring tree, not only is it like a block of wood on wheels going dung, it's like 20 million earrings on pieces of card going. It was so loud, you wouldn't believe it. Guess who had to pick them all up and put them back in order? Me. Muggins. It took me a good 4 hours and I didn't do them all. And this girl just waltzed out the store and I'm like this. These ones are sterling silver. These ones look like ice creams. And the earring designs are dreadful. Most of the time, if you just go past the earring tree, we just like kick them under and just put them under the earring tree because I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. So obviously, a man at 16, I'm a bit like, I'm experimenting with the way I look. I'm like doing my hair differently every day. I'm like using flat irons for men. The small, thin ones were really popular back then. The lady came to the till with a girl and they have these things by the till called till lines, which you have to sell a certain amount per day, and if you don't, you get a disciplinary. So every time someone comes to the till, and if your manager caught you not promoting that item or the items, you would literally get pulled to the side and bollocked. You'd be like, yes, would you like some hair grips for £3? And the kid's like, would you like hair grips for £3? No? Okay, good. We'll just put this through. Anyway, so the lady came to till and she was like, give the lady the money. And I was like, And it happens a lot to me. Like, I don't have the most masculine voice in the world. So when sometimes I go to McDonald's, that's £3.48, madam. It happens to me all the time, and I go like this. And I freeze, and then I feel the need to speak in a higher toned voice to confirm that I am a woman. So I'm like, yes, give the money to me. Take the money, put it in the till. There was also another time where I nearly got a disciplinary because they used to have this note machine thing, put like £20 and £50 in there, because in case anyone came in and robbed the till, they can't get in those machines. Anyway, I nearly got a disciplinary because I apparently put a £20 note in and it went behind the spring mechanism that keeps them all in place. My assistant manager was trying to get it out with tweezers, and she turned around to me and she was like, if I can't get this out, you're going to get a disciplinary. Okay. She left. Good. And then we had another manager after college, because at this point now, like, I've been working there for a few years. Sometimes you do like stock take and deep cleans of the store, and I had to be there on like a Wednesday night after college. Bearing in mind I finished college at like 7 p.m. and then I'd have to go there because they were like, you must be in. Anyway, we went in and then we had to do a deep clean of the store. So all of those earrings that were underneath the earring tree, I had to pull out. Anyway, I was given the chance to either clean the store or back room, and I was like, back room, because the store, I just, that means you have to clean everything in the back store, including the toilet. And I was like, one toilet, massive, but like, it had stock in there as well. It was just minging. Anyway, I was like, do I need to clean the bins in the toilet? And they were like, yeah, all the bins. And I was like, even the bin. The bin. They'd be like, yes. Now, as an adult, 28-year-old man, I look back and realise that you're not meant to do that. Someone from the company that owns the sanitary bin is meant to come in and take that and then, like, biohazard it out. No. My manager was like, you need to clean that bin out. So I cleaned the bin. He took the lid off the bin, tied it up, pulled it out. Oh, it stunk of vinegar, and I didn't know what to do with it. So I double bagged it, luckily, and I took it out the bag. It was a see-through bag as well. I walked out the back with this bag double knotted. I opened the recycling.
But it's not actually funny, but you don't know
No
what
one
to
shit
react.
into this recycling. I had no clue what. All I remember is it stunk of vinegar, and I just launched it into this bin, and I was like, that's done. Okay, now I'll go back in the store and put another bag in it. That bin hadn't been cleaned out for like 2 years. Oh God, and now looking back, I realised how bad it was and like how dangerous actually it is. And I just went about like it was normal.
I love the fact that you recycled it as if they could be reused.
Yeah. Can you imagine in the factory, they're just like stamping tampons into paper books. Like some kids in class like, this one's got red in it.
Your shopping bag's made from recycled
Tampons. Yeah. The strings hold it.
You lowered the tone.
No, I'm lowering the tone. I should have done that on the shop floor, then people would have thought I'm a man.
It is unreal how many times we've gone through like a drive-through or just anything with a speaker and they've called you man.
And now I go, yeah, you're all right, mate. Yeah, so can I have a hamburger, please? Yeah, you're all right, mate. And then I get in and I'm like, thank you. Stock take was absolutely a joke, because imagine every single little thing, earring, friendship bracelet, had to be scanned. Oh, God. So that's one place I worked, and I will always remember. And if you like tut, then you should enter the giveaway. Because I'm giving away so much tut. And the closing date is on the end of September, so check in the description box below. There were so many more experiences, like, so 2 policemen came in once because a girl had been shoplifting, and my manager was on lunch. And when she was on lunch, she was like away for an hour, and I was like in charge of the store, like a 16-year-old boy. Like, I had to tell her that if she came in and did it again, we would press charges. As a 16-year-old boy, like, I was like looking at the policemen like, is this right? Like, I don't know. And they were just like nodding like this. Well, that's that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you watch other videos. Subscribe. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon.